Welcome to Financial Investing Radio, where you'll learn the secrets for consistent, high-probability returns in the financial markets for additional income to change your life. Grant creates consistent, high-probability trading systems for the financial markets and has applied them over the past 5 years. He's only recently started sharing these tried and true market secrets. As a gift to listeners, Grant is offering his high-probability indicators for free. Go to financialinvestingradio.com and download yours today. Now, here's your host and trading veteran, Grant Larson.
Hey everybody, this is Grant. Thanks for joining. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some early days. Like, when I weighed in at 66 pounds when I played Little League football as a kid, and I was really small. I attempted to play the position called safety, right? So I had a little speed, not much, but it was a tough career. I was not very good at it. It's a good thing I didn't try to play halfback, right? So talking about halfback, I wanted to talk about Walmart. So Walmart, WMT, has given some halfback pattern signals over the last several months. So when I look back at the signals here on February 3rd, there was a signal on, where is it? I'm looking at March 29th. There was a halfback signal in May 18th. So what am I talking about? So on the market engine indicator on Walmart, when you align those two, Walmart is giving, compared to the overall market engine, a halfback signal on those 3 dates. So the way it works is there are 3 steps for trading high probability trades on stocks. The first step is the market effectiveness chart with the gear shift. All right, that's the first. So you look for the gear shift. The second is on the actual Walmart trading chart, there's the market engine indicator and there's the pattern. And if you look at my previous podcast, you'll see I go through several of the patterns, 3 of them. In this case, I'm just focused on halfback patterns. So here, the second thing is the market engine indicator shows the halfback pattern in that case. And then the third step then for high probability trades on stocks, and in this case we're talking about Walmart, it's the market engine's confirmation lines. All right, so that's a combination of a yellow and a green line coming out of the top, or a yellow and a red line coming out of the bottom. All right, now one of my mentors early in my trading often said to me, pick what you're going to use to make trading decisions and get real good at it. And for a long time I bounced around with what those items might be, and I grew tired of all the misinformation, right? The lagging data, the signals. If anything, I wanted to know ahead of time when to sit up and pay attention, right? Kind of like a stoplight at an intersection, right? When it switches from green to yellow before hitting red. So the way that this works is these 3 work together, and they will most often occur in an order where it gives you the opportunity to sit up and pay attention, right? And get ready for the actual trade opportunity. So generally, like as in the case on Walmart, the market effectiveness chart is the early one. All right. Now, in some cases, they all happen on the same time on the same day, but in many cases, it's the gear shift first on the market effectiveness chart. Now, this is saying that there's some misalignment of the stock's price and its corresponding index or the futures market, and that's extremely important to note. All right, then it's generally after that, it's generally the market engine indicator pattern. Now here today I'm talking about the halfback pattern, but generally the pattern then is the next thing. And this further tips you, right? It tells you that the institutional algorithmic transactions are lining up to make an adjustment. That's why. That's why that's happening, okay? All right, and then finally it's typically the market engine confirmation lines, right? That's the yellow and the green or red lines that are coming out. And this is generally where the masses are showing up, all right? Which is, typically the last to know. But it's important to know that you've been preparing so you're not surprised. Now we need their involvement, so we don't want to be surprised either. But we do want to know ahead of time as much as possible to be ready for a shift or change. So as you get ready to go through this, I'm going to walk through a particular trade here. Go to financialinvestingradio.com. Go down to the podcast charts and video section. Look for FIR number 16. This is podcast 16. There are a couple links there. One for the chart and the other for a video where I also give a sort of a verbal walkthrough of this as well. All right, so the first thing I want to point out here for this particular trade. So the market effectiveness chart, if you look on the left-hand side, or if you open up that particular picture, this takes place on February 1st. So you can see there by the number 1, it comes down, does the gear shift. So that's the first indication that, something's out of alignment with Walmart. All right, the second is the market engine indicator pattern. So in this case, it's the halfback. Now, this takes place on February 2nd. Now, again, the way the halfback works is it starts at one of the extremes on the indicator, either the top orange one or the bottom orange one. So in this case, it comes down to the center line or somewhere right around there, chops around for a little bit, and pops back up. Now, you got to draw that trend line. It'll come back up. So that's the second confirmation. But you're not ready to enter yet because you need the third one. So again, this pattern, the halfback pattern, broke that trend line on February 2nd, so just a day later. Now, what you're really looking for is the market engine confirmation lines. Now, in this case, it's the yellow and the green lines, and this takes place on February 7th, so a few days later. And as you can see, it's right there by that vertical line there. So I organized these a little bit here so that maybe you could follow the order there of this particular trade. On the market effectiveness chart, I labeled that as A. And then where the halfback pattern breaks the trend line, that's B. And then up here on C on the trading chart, it's a range chart, that's C up there, and that's saying, okay, I'm getting the yellow and the green confirmation. That took place on February 7th. All right. Now, in my podcast number 14, I outlined an option trade on Walmart. I'm not going to outline this time, which option trade to use. I tend to be an option seller. That's generally what I do with the options. But I want to point out a couple places though where I will move my stops. So on the trading chart, if you look to the right of C, or that red line there on the left there, obviously price is going up. It's historical, obviously, but price is going up. I get nervous when it's around earnings report time, so I don't like that actually. But what happens is I would tighten my stops right around, you see where the first the first green line comes down, and then when that yellow line comes down, that's right there in that second yellow. When I get both of them coming down, that's when I tighten my stops. So that was right before the earnings report. Then I don't like to trade through the earnings report. In this case, it worked out because it carried back up. Both the yellow and the green popped back up above. And then right there towards the right-hand side of the chart, you see that they both come shooting back down to the center line there, to that green line right there by price. Obviously, as it drops over the next day or so, then I pull the stops in tight there. So it's important to know how and when you're going to get out of it. All right, and these market engine confirmation lines helps us to do that. All right, so thinking back to my football, right? When I walked away at the end of my one and only football season with my cool trophy, I weighed 67 pounds. I put on 1 pound of muscle. It was incredible. Anyway, I enjoyed the game a lot, but I just couldn't handle those massive 100-pound kids that were landing on me. Oh, well, I found my sport in skiing, but that's for another time. All right, until next time, trade safe.
Thank you for joining Grant on Financial Investing Radio. Remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Don't forget to download your free high probability indicators before your next trade. Visit financialinvestingradio.com now.